What up guys, it's Dragon Ball for Life here today and I'm back with another video. Now today's video I want to talk about who would win in a fight between Superman versus Ghost Rider. Now the reason why I want to talk about this matchup is because I've been kind of hearing it more recently nowadays. Usually when we hear like Superman fights is, Superman versus Goku, Superman versus Broly, not Broly, but even probably him, Broly or the Incredible Hulk or all these other characters. But Ghost Rider is one of those characters that I've seen that people match them up against each other, but just not as much as I would think, because Superman does get, matched up in a lot of fighting scenarios against countless other characters, but he's one of those characters that it would be an interesting fight, but it isn't, talked about too much. But I have seen this before. I've seen countless other YouTubers put up polls, on their internet, YouTube channels, or people making videos about it, either YouTube Shorts or TikToks or whatever, talking about who would win in a fight. And I know there's a bunch of other people that have covered it very depthly. I'm just gonna give my brief overview and thought on this, debate, and how I feel about it. Personally, I feel like, well, one, I'm gonna just give you my thought on who I think would win. I think 100% Ghost Rider will beat Superman. Now, with that being said, let's go into the discussion that I see a lot between this, because obviously saying one character is going to beat another character, you're going to have the fans of that character try to defend them, but especially when it comes to some character like Superman, who is a very big and popular and well-known character. So it makes sense, because let's be honest, Superman fans can be a little crazy at times. No offense to them, but they can sometimes be hyper about it, but that's what like most fans of superpowered characters. But I've seen them argue that no, Ghost Rider would not be able to beat him. Superman is way faster than him, way more durable than him, way stronger than him. He would just beat him. He would obliterate him. And I've seen other people calling out and saying, no, Ghost Rider, he has nothing that he can do to beat Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider is a demonic entity. He cannot beat him. And personally, I think it's ridiculous that the Superman fans are even arguing that Superman can beat Ghost Rider, because I don't know that much about Ghost Rider. I love him. I love the Nicolas Cage film that he did, the first one, not the second one. The second one was trash. I also liked him in in Agents of Shield. It was not the Johnny Blaze version. It was a second version. I forgot what his name was, but I really liked it, and I like him as a character. But this isn't about me liking Ghost Rider or Superman or whatever. This is about being honest with this debate, and it's definitively Ghost Rider. If even an inkling about what Ghost Rider is, or who the character is, you would know that he would win. The only people that I see would see defending, Superman, saying would win, is one, people who don't know shit about comics and just hear Superman's super powerful, right? So why would this random character be able to beat him? Or just Superman fanboys who just do not want to acknowledge any other character beating them. I think it's absurd to argue that Superman could beat Ghost Rider, and let me get into it. Now, personally, not only do I think Ghost Rider could beat Superman, but I also think he would beat Goku and Vegeta. And you know me, I'm a big Dragon Ball fan. I'm always going to support the Dragon Ball characters, but I'm not going to bullshit to you guys and just act like, oh, well, they're Dragon Ball characters, so they should win. And if I can admit, Goku and Vegeta wouldn't win at all, and there's nothing they can do to beat him, why is it so hard for Superman fans just to admit it? Are they that hard-headed and stubborn? But the reason why I don't think he would beat him is a couple of reasons, and from other YouTubers that I've heard. One, it's the fact that, Superman is vulnerable to magic. I know a lot of people say, he's not weak to magic, he's vulnerable. It doesn't matter. In the end of the day, magic will whoop his ass. Usually the biggest threats to him for magic is like something that would be like piercing or cutting, because like blunt magic or just like energy, he can handle it to a certain extent, but it still will hurt him. But if he gets like, cut by a magical item, or gets burned by something magically, then yes, he will die. So you guys already know that he's vulnerable to it. You already know that he has pretty bad track record against magical beings, and you think he would easily body a character who is a magical being, and not a low-level one either. He's a top-tier one. He's literally purely magic. He is a demonic entity that, possesses Johnny Blaze. How the hell are you going to argue to me that Superman could beat him? Superman could hit him. Yeah, well, we've seen characters that have magical power that are nowhere near the level of Ghost Rider be able to hurt Superman. With Ghost Rider's power, he would be able to kill him. Let's be honest. There's nothing, no matter how durable Superman is, he cannot handle, Ghost Rider's magic. If Ghost Rider punches him, if Ghost Rider hits him with his whip chains, if Ghost Rider tries to run him over with his motorcycle, Superman's gonna get hurt. Not only that, but he also has, his power that he uses, the magical power he uses, is Hellfire. So with his Hellfire, he could literally burn Superman to nothing. To nothing. Yes, regular heat. Superman can take a high intensity of heat. He can take the heat of the core of a star, which could be hundreds of millions of Kelvin, hot. But this is different. This is a magical flame, and we know magically against those items, he has no defense against it. He's vulnerable to it. So, like I said, if a piercing weapon can cut him, magical one, then magical fire would be able to burn him to death. So yes, hell flames would be able to burn him. And I know a lot of people argue about the penance stare, and this is where I think the Superman fans try to use the argument all the time, like, well, it wouldn't work on him because he's not evil and he wouldn't have anything to regret, which I agree. But here's the problem with that: the penance stare is just one of many abilities that Ghost Rider has to beating Superman. Is just one of his biggest. Just because it doesn't work on him does not mean that Superman's gonna win. He doesn't even need the penance stare. So yes, I agree that Superman, the penance stare would not work on him because he's not evil. He hasn't hurt really anybody, and he's always tries to do the right thing. But Ghost Rider wouldn't even need that. Like I said, Ghost Rider, he's made out of pure magical. He's a demonic being. He's a demon. Demons are highly powerful beings in fiction, and Superman, I don't think he's a demon level power, but he's a demon character who has pure magic, and Superman is vulnerable to magic, so he wouldn't need that. He's already weak to the magic, and he has Hellfire that can burn anything, that would obviously also burn him since he's obviously vulnerable to it. But people say, well, Superman's faster than him, he's stronger than him. And yes, you can have an argument there. I think Ghost Rider does hold back a lot. If he wants to, he could unleash insane amount of power. He's able to, go back and forth with the Hulk. And I know the Hulk isn't as powerful as Superman, but remember, the Hulk can get as strong as he wants, and they even say in the comics that he's stronger than Doomsday. They stated a green behemoth that's stronger than even Doomsday, and Doomsday has been able to handle Superman. Yes, more afterwards, the first fight, Superman had more of the advantage, but he's still around the ballpark, and Ghost Rider's been able to take those hits too. And even if we are saying Superman's way stronger than him, okay, how is that going to help him out when the fact that Ghost Rider is not a being that can be killed through physical means? If you know anything about Ghost Rider, you will know that Ghost Rider physically, if you destroy him physically, he can just come back every time or possess like somebody else because he's a demonic entity and spirit. So you can never really truly kill him. The only way you could kill him, from what I've heard, is by using a holy item or a not just even regular magic, a holy one, so like a divine one that has like godly energy in it. That is insane. How are you supposed to beat something like that? So yes, Superman could theoretically, obliterate him by punching holes through him and shattering him to millions of pieces, or just, lasering him, using with his heat vision. But even then, like, he has heat around his body. I don't think that would work on him. But even if he can destroy, Ghost Rider, guess what? Ghost Rider will always come back. He will never be fully destroyed. It's like Doomsday, where he can, come back from the dead every time. The only difference is he can come back instantly, and on top of it, not only can he come back instantly and stuff, the only way to truly beat him is through a holy weapon, or holy, magic. 1, Superman doesn't use magic. 2, he doesn't have any holy energy. 3, even if he did have that, he would need a holy item or something. And from what I heard also is Ghost Rider's actually never been killed except for once. He's been killed once, and he was brought back by God himself, which is the one above all. Now, even if we take the one above all out of this equation, Superman cannot kill him since he doesn't have that. So people need to realize some characters cannot be beaten through just pure physical means. Some characters are beyond that, and Ghost Rider is definitely one of those who transcends that. That's why I think Goku or Vegeta would not be able to beat him. Maybe godly form, you can argue that there might be some divine energy in it, but I don't think so. And even so, even with their power to destroy a multiverse, multiversal level of power, I do not think they can destroy Ghost Rider. If they were to drop a multiversal level, attack on him, it would destroy him, but he will just come back right afterwards. So there's no beating him. So if that's the case, then Superman can't win there. And speed and strength, from what I heard, he's not that slow or weak as a lot of people think. But even then, I mentioned before countless times that Superman, his speed is more in traveling than in combat. So I'm pretty sure Ghost Rider will be able to put the paws on him anyway. So he would be getting hit by him because he got hit by characters way slower than him. So he'll be getting hits on him. So my arguments for this is, the reason why Superman won't win is it doesn't matter what feats you use, because people are going to keep on saying, well, he has this speed feat, he has this strength feat, he has this durability feat, but we all know in reality that that doesn't matter due to Ghost Rider, because Ghost Rider bypasses that all. You can use those feats, but it's pointless, because if you look at each individual thing, his durability, he has insane durability, but he's vulnerable to magic like anybody else. Ghost Rider is made purely out of magic, and not just any magic, demonic magic, which is one of the highest orders of magic. So he is vulnerable to it, and he is purely made out of it. So that already counters his, durability, how durable he is, and also his health flames, which can burn him away. Then people say, well, he has more strength than him. Okay, he has more strength. Even if he's has more strength than, he can withstand physically, he can still come back. He's immortal. He's unkillable unless you have a holy, magical item, which, like I stated, Superman doesn't use magic or have any holy power, which would be even higher than just regular magic. So yeah, Superman would not be able to physically destroy him either. He can beat him momentarily and probably try to escape, but Ghost Rider will just keep on coming back and like, this is like pointless what you're doing. It's like if you ever watched the show Supernatural, where there's ghosts and they shoot the ghosts with shotguns. Now, the shotguns have salt in it. Now, this makes the ghosts go away, but they always come back unless you find their body and burn it away. That's the only way to beat them. And that's the same thing with Ghost Rider. Every time he, obliterates him, it's just like sending him away, and then he just comes back anyway. So, physically, it would work on other characters, but on Ghost Rider, it doesn't matter if his durability does not match to Superman's strength, because he can just come back anytime and has a really, really specific thing that needs to kill him, which Superman does not meet that requirement. So he bypasses his strength. Now, speed, you can argue those stuff, but like I said, also, Superman usually, in his combat scenarios, he's not moving as fast as he is when he's flying, and we've seen him getting hit and tagged by other characters that are nowhere near as fast as him. So Ghost Rider can hit him, and if Ghost Rider hits him, he's going to feel it. If you played the games, DC versus Mortal Kombat, Scorpion hit Superman, and he felt that, and Scorpion is nowhere near on Ghost Rider's level. So if he can feel that, he can definitely feel Ghost Rider's power. So yeah, for me personally, I feel like the Superman fans, they're just being hard-headed and making some of the stupidest arguments. They're like, well, look at this feat and look at that feat. But I was like, look at how they're how they're cosmologically built. Superman, he's built more just purely like a regular character where it's power, whereas Ghost Rider, he's a supernatural type of situation where it's not natural to beat him. You can't just beat him through physical. You can't just outpower him. Superman is vulnerable to magic, so give me a viable and reasonable counter argument to how he could beat Ghost Rider, or a strong weapon that he has against him. Because strength and speed and durability doesn't matter. He bypasses that. So what is he gonna do? I don't see Goku and Vegeta be able to beat him, even with their godly power, because I do truly believe that Goku and Vegeta have way more power than Superman has. They're multiversal level beings. But even with multiversal level power, I don't think you can beat him unless you have some magical power. So he has nothing there. Tell me what he can use to counteract his magical attacks and his health flames. What does he have that he can, destroy him physically, like with the holy shit? He has nothing. And I just feel like it's Superman fans not wanting to admit that another character can beat him, and especially a character that isn't shown to be as ridiculously powerful as him. He is powerful, but like Superman is shown as this golden standard. So to see a character that's not that level beating him, they just cannot accept or wrap their head around it. But me as a big Dragon Ball fan, I can 100% accept that Goku and Vegeta would have no chance. And it's not because Goku and Vegeta are slower than him. They're faster than him, they're stronger than him, they're more durable than him. But what are they going to do against the Health Flames? What are they going to do against his magical power? What are they going to do against him being immortal and keep on coming back? And even if they can, kill him, what are they going to do with the magical stuff? So I don't know why they're doing it. I saw so many times where people saying it. I don't know if Superman fans are just completely delusional or unbelievably stupid, because this isn't a simple argument that you can win between, oh, this character's that powerful and that character's that powerful. And I know I'm harping on this quite a bit, but I just want to get it through Superman fans' head, because they seem to have sometimes a thick skull when it comes to hearing your character will lose to a certain character. I don't know why they can't accept it. Like I said, the only people that saying this is people who don't know much about comics and Superman fanboys who do not want to accept the reality of the situation and what would happen. I feel like you would have to be a very hardcore fanboy to, argue that. So yeah, that's just my argument on it. I want to know what you guys think. Who do you think would win in the comment section? I just think it's 100% Ghost Rider, and I think the fans just need to accept it. And for anybody that's arguing that Superman will win, you're an idiot. Just admit you're a dumbass, you don't know anything, and just stop talking. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next time.